Just to introduce myself and some of the songs that I wrote and sang in cabaret. I'm Douglas Byng. I entertained at supper the smarter members of the class called upper, those idle rich who never went to bed and clamoured for amusement while they fed, where debutantes acquired the champagne habit in evening wraps of ermine or white rabbit, and actresses with tempers and with sables raised hell because they hadn't sent to tables. My songs were said to be a trifle risky, but made the nicest now just so frisky. Sedate, black-jetted bosoms heaved with laughter. Oh, what has he said now? Their daughters pointed jokes out to them after. And though the tone of Mendelssohn's own spring song may perhaps be more artistic than a Byng song, I still maintain I've nothing to feel shy about. I told the young those things that parents lie about. Well, first a song I sang in the Charlotte Review at the Comedy Theatre, when I was discovered as a very old leafless tree. To think that I should ever be just nothing better than a tree, stuck here in lonely solitude, so old and shivering in the nude, without a leaf to form a verdant cloak. It's not a joke to be a blasted oak. I'm a tree, a little bird is used to nest in. I'm a tree, pretty children used to rest in it with me. All the pixies did adore so, now perspiring hikers clean their bikes against me torso. I'm a tree all the woodpeckers meet friends in, a tree that all the squirrels spend weekends in, a tree done in by lightning and hailstones hard as agates, a tree with fallen branches, all my children now are faggots. You must admit it's lousy to be full of wind and maggots. God knows why I'm a tree. To think that I should have to wear a nest of robins in me hair. The goings-on beneath the branches are worse than underneath the arches. I'd really like to give them all a shove. I'm tired of being a dumb support for love. I'm the tree that the Virgin Queen once hid in. I'm the tree that the gypsy left a kid in. I'm a tree, never mind how chill the air is. Nudists dance around me shouting, we believe in fairies. Just a tree. I was once a tree of knowledge, a tree by which young men climbed in at college, a tree that tramps encamp against their ragged clothes and pinning, a tree that lovers lean against when spring is just beginning. You really must admit that I'm more sinned against than sinning. God knows why I'm a tree that every pussycat each morning comes and claws at, a tree that every water rat each evening comes and gnaws at, a tree that for some reason every dog decides to pause at. God knows why I'm a tree. And here's that veteran of the chase, that grand old dowager of the hunting field, Lady Di, the pride of the pack. Come, sing us Merry England and the sporting English race. The hunting song must carry on, the Doris of the chase. But as we all cannot recall John Peel in coat of grey, there's only me and Auntie B to keep the hounds at bay. Hooray, hooray, gonna away! Yoicks, tally-ho, a-hunting we will go. Hurrah for a cold and frosty morn, and a jolly good blow on a hunter's horn. The kill, what a thrill, and the still it's far to be. When the hound and the fox were about to close, I said just one moment before it goes, I must have his muscle the parson's nose. Oh, hunting life for me. I once disorganized the beck and caused them great alarm. My favourite charger threw me in a cesspool on a farm. A whip said, now we've lost the scent. Why do these things occur? I said, I think I found it, and it isn't quelque fleur. Yoicks! Tally-ho! A hunting we will go, out and about at the crack of day. One gin and it and I'm gone away. My horse, of course, is as naughty as can be. Old Farmer Brown swore a fearful oath. He was kicked to the spinney, oh, very unpleasant. He swore me both, had ruined his game and his undergrowth. Oh, a hunting life for me! Yoicks! Tally-ho! A hunting we will go, out and about at the crack of day. 2 gin and it's and I'm right away. Ta-ra! 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 Ta-ree! The squire has guests at his country seat, who lie on the bed with their muddy feet, and those dirty habits that spoil the meat. Oh, a hunting life for me! Now, throughout the English countryside, from manor house to farm, I'm held by all in very high esteem. And I must confess I do possess that dignified and calm, unruffled manner of the creamy de la cream. No doubt you all are wondering what class I represent. A question I do not intend to dodge. Well, like the landed gentry, I don't pay any rent. No, I guard 2 ancient manor gates residing in the lodge. So though I'm not exactly the elite, I nestle in the comfort of a squire's country seat. I'm old Nanna, the keeper of the manor, in and out the lodge all day. Popping out and bobbing when the gentry come to call, stopping little boys from writing rude things on the wall. Everybody knows me, all the village owes me money, which they don't intend to pay. Yes, at Easter, when the vicar calls to ask the squire for alms, oh, he pops in for a cup of tea. I still have me hidden charms. And he always leaves his prayer book and 10 shillings in the psalms, in and out the lodge all day. Now, I've always been in service with the aristocracy, and I'm proud of the connection there, I'm sure. But I dallied in the dukeries when I was 23, and some extremely funny goings on I saw. All day they hunted foxes, and God knows what at night. Those house parties, you wondered where you were. One night they played a game called Truce, and no one went to bed. Oh, well, after that we never knew who really was there. Oh, our manor house is very much alive. So Nanna flaunts her banner down at this end of the drive. Yes, I always say live near the gates. Then when you give a party, you do know who's gone home. And when you have guests, make the beds early. Then they can always pop into them if they want to. Oh, I shall never forget the young squire's coming of age. What a day that was. The county, the gentry, the nobility. Talk about noblesse oblige. Everyone was obliging everybody else before they were asked. Then a very large lady from London sang some folk songs. Oh, she was very large. Her outline was extremely odd. Well, she was a good all-round performer. I was standing next to the vicar at the time, and he turned to me and he said, Nanna, I don't mind her old English ditties, but I don't like her London derriere. I said, well, why talk French to me, vicar? Then I went and talked to a gentleman from the city. He was a financier, I think. He said, you know, Nanna, everything I seem to touch goes wrong. I said, well, don't touch me then. But as I was saying, at the young squire's party, we were just going home, just snipping through the hedge, when the village idiot rushed forward and did something very peculiar. Oh, very uncalled for. But the young squire was equal to the occasion. Oh, he hadn't been to the university for nothing. He just waved it aside and said, ars est celerior artem to you. I don't know what it meant, but I think it meant if that's art, conceal it. I'm old Nanna, the keeper of the manor, in and out the lodge all day. Popping out and bobbing when the gentry come to call, stopping little dogs, little boys, from writing rude things on the wall. Everybody knows me, all the village owes me money, which they never mean to pay. Oh, they say the manor's haunted, full of ghosts with eyes that shine. So I slept up there one Christmas, lots of guests and lots of wine. But all I heard were gentle taps on every door but mine. In and out the lodge all day. In these merry Stuart days the nation seldom gets depressed, or through that merry monarch, cheerful Charles, the stage door pest. But who is it supplies the wit that keeps his temper in? None other than my pretty, witty Mistress Nellie Gwynn. Hey-ho, father all day, pushing me through to the King's highway. A naughty Nellie Gwynn, sporty Nellie Gwynn, a flopping around in Drury Lane, popping in pubs and out again. A truly sorry state of grace I found old England in, but Nellie was waiting in the queue. I threw a blood orange at Charlie too. He was hit in the pit before he knew. Naughty Nellie Gwynn. To liven up the town, methinks I did me very best. 'Twas I restored the revels that old Cromwell had suppressed. At Peckham Fair I did my share of witchery and fun, with half an Elgin candle and a halfpenny Chelsea bun. I spy cockles awry, who'll have a dip in the old brown pie? You know, there's been a lot of very ribald things said about me. Oh yes, a lot of matters been flung hence and whence. I've been called some very peculiar names. Mistress Nell, sweet smell of old brewery, and the lot. Now listen, my name is Eleanor Gwynn. Eleanor Gwynn of the red hair, but I did not write 3 weeks. Believe me, I've no time for writing. Oh, I've blotted my copybook once or twice, but that's another story. I leave all the writing to Samuel, Mr. Pepys or Peps or something. Faith, they never know how he doth pronounce his name. He's Secretary to the Admiralty, so I always call him Mr. Poops. You know what's the matter with him? He's nothing but a dirty old gossip writer who goes round saying, and so to bed to people, and then writes about them in his diary. Oh, I warrant he'll dish ye dirt about my party on the stage last night. What a finale. Someone went up to the king and said, "You're tight as oats." Charles was livid and spent all the next day touching people for the king's evil. Touching them for his own good, certainly not for theirs. And he always would have a country dance after dinner. I got so tired of putting up the maypole, I said to him, "If you must dance, stick the maypole up yourself and dance round it." Naughty Nellie Gwynn, full of port and gin, a-dashing around the mulberry bush, cannoning off the royal cush. Though many favourites tried the door, a very few got in, but Nellie was out to make a spread. I lay on me lovely silver bed, with my royal appointment overhead. A naughty Nellie Gwynn. Here's someone who often popped up from the bottom of the ocean in my early days of cabaret. If all the fish the seas provide was placed together side by side, with wreckage washed up by the tide, you'd get a sketch of me. Down in the depths where monsters leap, where giant crabs their vigil keep, and carcasses come down to sleep, I take my morning tea. Ah, I once was famous, fresh and fair, the siren with the coral hair, and every mariner's despair, the man-trap of the sea. Ah, well, those days are past. I've lost me lure at last. I'm Millie, a messy old mermaid, out and about all the day, combing me hair, what little is there, and just shouting my voice away. If I am a bit thin, and perhaps minus a fin, it's a sin to suppose that I show it. Oh, the failure I've been in the last 40 years. Every sailor I've seen must have wool in his ears. If a whaler harpooned me, I'd give him 3 cheers. I'm well on the rocks and I know it. Look at me, sitting on a barnacle to keep from slipping off the rock. Oh, well, I suppose one must like it or limp it. Still, it's about time something did happen to me. The only excitement I've had in the last 10 years was when I was run into by a swordfish. I was in £half before you could say knife. Still, I managed to save the middle cut. Oh, I did meet a diver once. I was lying on the bottom of the sea, and he came up to me and he said, "I'm looking for an old wreck that sunk very low." I said, "That's me." Oh, but nothing happened. I couldn't unrivet him in time. You know, even the fish won't speak to me now. Only yesterday, when I was floating down the Gulf Stream, I was cut by a couple of smelts. Oh, I have to be careful. Yes, I was born on the equator. You girls talk about love's fond embrace. Oh, you want to try a night out with an octopus and see what happens, especially if he takes you into a whirlpool. Oh, I was never out of one, until Father Neptune came up from the bottom of the sea with his trident in his hand. No wonder Venus came up in a shell. Oh, well, those were the days. We girls were smuggled here and smuggled there. You never knew what old cave you'd wake up in. And as for the pirates, well, they may have been bold, bad men, but whenever you saw them hoist their jolly roger, you didn't know there was going to be a party. I'm Millie, a messy old mermaid, hanging out here on the line, singing me song. Well, I've been here so long, I'm very near pickled with brine. Oh, I know I've gone stale, and me shape's like a whale, and me tail has got bunions below it. When me throat went so dry, shouting out, "Ship ahoys!" to a boat sailing by, I just cried, "Hello, boys!" But the only reply was a very rude noise. I'm well on the rocks and I know it. The wine both rough and rude. They say I'm even more unkind than man's ingratitude. I'm really not an ill wind, though I don't get many thanks for being, well, a frolic wind, just one of nature's pranks. I put things in a whirl, I'm just a naughty little girl. I'm Doris, a goddess of wind. Oh, pardon. My behavior's quite undisciplined. I rush through the valleys and tear up the trees and brush up the hair on old Scott Skilly's knees. I'm Doris, the goddess of wind, and although you suppose you're thick-skinned, taking tea in the garden when skies are so blue, and you think there's no breeze to disturb your bon goût, but you eat a few crumpets and see what I'll do. It's the wind! It's the wind! Ooh! I quite delight in blowing carrier pigeons from their course, and I do the most peculiar things to messages in Morse. I lurk in all the churches when the curate reads a prayer and find the open spaces in his woolsey underwear. Oh, I seek out every niche. I'm just a wicked little witch. I'm Doris, the goddess of wind. Ooh! I make old ladies burp when they're gin. Transformations and toupets I tear into shreds, then I blow all the clothes off their old feather beds. I'm Doris, the goddess of wind. I tap parlourmaids' hands till they're skinned. Then I whiz down the chimney and frighten the cook, or turn over the leaves of Aunt Agatha's book and blow all the soot up her old Ingle nook. It's the wind! It's the wind! I'm Doris, the goddess of wind. I make all sorts of things come unpinned. I rustle the newspapers all over town, and just after breakfast attack Major Brown. I'm Doris, the goddess of wind, and I don't get a puff when I sin. I blow through the bedrooms and blow out the light. I blow to the left and I blow to the right. My life's just one blow through from morning till night. It's the wind! It's the wind! splendid old Amazon flourished at Stonehenge, and again in the famous Café de Paris, where I enjoyed singing all these songs. I'm just a keen old British queen who rules the countryside. I never disregard my high vocation. My noble heart just bursts apart with patriotic pride against all those who gate-crash on the nation. So when the Romans snatched our home and taxed us up a beer, accursed with thirst, the first to burst was dear old Boadicea. I really am a dear, so give the girl a cheer. Oh, not a sound. Still, I shall make my speech just the same. Of course, I flourished very early. I was one of the very early birds, very popular at school. I was always a tom-tom, a tomboy. And for years I was head girl at St. Mammoth's. You should have seen me playing cricket with the Romans. My body line didn't half make a mess of their wicket. And many a time I've been caught in the slips and liked it. And as for tennis, well, I started in a love set, but I got sent to court in the final, so that was that. We had a very odd uniform, just plain blue wool rubbed all over, but it was very awkward. We used to climb out of the dormitory window on a Saturday night, a nice even Cambridge blue, and climb in again Oxford in the most peculiar places. We called it getting our blue. I was very successful in warfare too. Those scythes on my chariot wheels were very useful, but I had a nasty mishap when I was rehearsing with them. I thought I'd pop over one Sunday afternoon to have a cup of mead with an old druid I knew called Gwynn Friggeth. When I arrived, Gwynn was in the garden pruning the oak tree. So I dashed up the drive, I was in top gear at the time, and cut off his mistletoe bough. He said, "Now look you to goodness whatever." I said, "Oh, it's no good, there's nothing whatever to look at." Oh, I got very Welsh. Of course, I could never abide druids, really. Nasty, hairy old men. The goings-on in those sacred groves of theirs was nobody's business. I shall never forget being lured into a sacred grove by an old druid who said, "I want to talk to you about the hereafter." I said, "Why the hereafter?" He replied, "Because if I don't get what I'm here after, you'll be here after I've gone." I replied, "Bronto, bronto, soras to you," which means roughly, "Let everyone hold his peace." A Boadicea, I woke up the Iceni with notes as clear as Madame Tetrazzini. Give a cheer for Britain's warrior queen. Raise your spear, no matter where it's been, Boadicea. Just call me Queenie, we needn't try to keep the party clean. Oh, my people all adore me, though I often give them hell. But school books never tell that when a warrior fell, it was I who taught him how to say a soldier's fond farewell. So girls, give a scream, whoop, the warrior queen.
You'll never be ready for the ball, Mum, and the master's downstairs getting so impatient.
Now don't fuss me, Annie. There's plenty of time, and I must sew these bugles on my bustle.
I'm sorry, Mum, but it's Maverick night.
Come along, Blanche. All this dilly-dallying is such tomfoolery. Oh, tut-tut-tut-tut. Why will the Colonel use such vulgar words?
I don't think he cares for parties, Mum. Do you, Mum?
Do I, Annie? Give me the chance to recapture romance. Give me a night at the ball. Give me the thrill of the waltz and quadrille. Music and lights that enthrall. And give me the fun when dressing's begun. Fires in the bedroom at 4. Oh, full of verb in that pink satin merv. Only fate knows what's in store. Ah, there's the cab at the door. Oh, for a night in the ballroom. Oh, for the music so grand. Oh, for the palms and the parquet. Oh, for the strains of the band. Chaperones snooze in their sequins. Wallflowers wilt by the wall. But everyone there's put on clean underwear. All for the ball. Everything's so alive as we tear up the drive. See in each window a light. Ah, here's the door. Where's my new feather boa? Oh, there it is. There's Maud. She's wearing her white. She would, the cat. Amy, don't look. We must cut, Mrs. Slook, since that affair at the meet. Oh, so the oak room is used as the cloakroom. Every arrangement complete. Don't leave your fan on the seat. Oh, for a night in the ballroom. everyone gasping for air. Was it a cork or a corset? Pop neath Aunt Agatha's chair. See, she has sped to the arbour. Oh, will she be stopped in the hall? The water tilts rustle, the wind's in her bustle. All at the ball. Oh, for a night in the ballroom. Oh, for the supper of 10. Oh, Nellie's pink wobbling jellies. How they excite all the men. Who put the wine in the trifle? Who talk about Rome and its fall? They'll all carry on till the last tartar's gone. All at the oh, perhaps not the ball. I'm Queen Niffy-Titty, on earth beneath the city. Though perhaps a trifle gritty, I'm out of quarantine. It does seem such a pity that the title of this ditty is Nitty Niffy-Titty, an old Egyptian queen. Throughout every generation, and in perfect preservation, I have slept without the aid of soporifics. In a dim Egyptian grotto, with a rude Egyptian motto scribbled all across my bust in hieroglyphics. Side by side with all the pharaohs, my finale was supreme, till some damn fool explorer woke me up and spoilt my dream. I'm a mummy, with a clove stuck in me tummy, and the vilest kind of spice round my esophagus. While I've rested, a young lady snake has nested in me bun and had such fun in my sarcophagus. I'm swathed in lint from head to foot, each knot securely tied. But though the wrapper's very plain, there are better things inside. And somewhere I've got Pharaoh's teeth still sticking in me hide. I'm a mummy, hey, hey. Those nights in the oasis when I toyed with Pharaoh's braces till stark passion took the place of carefree laughter. I was tossed about and tickled, in the end we both got pickled, and in pickle I've remained forever after. Oh, I paid the price of sin when someone opened up me case. Now a flock of damn mosquitoes do their wooing on me face. I'm a mummy, and I'm feeling somewhat gummy, for I'm not used to the sun on my exterior. If I'm passé and all gassy in the chassis, you just think how long I've rested my posterior. I tell you that for centuries and centuries I've slept, and though young men crawled above me in me crypt, they've never crept. I'm well preserved, but I know better ways of being kept. I'm a mummy, hey, hey, I'm a mummy, though I'm going rather crummy, being dumped for countless ages in a cavity. Now I've woken, and my spell of sleep is broken, I suspend my reappearance in depravity. Oh, agonies I'll suffer through the thinning of the thatch, and though a valuable antique, it isn't any catch. With earwigs in the brassiere and no free hand to scratch, I'm a mummy, hey, hey. Autumn tints have left the hills and every leaf is gone. Chilly blast and blasted chills, old winter time draws on. Bulbous clouds now fill the heavens full of snow and sleet. Shoes size 6 must change to 7s, bunions on the feet. Granny's getting stiff through sitting in the draughty casement. Old Jack Frost attacks the maids and bites them in the basement. Get a set of flannelette, for silk is not enough. Cast the mothballs from the fur and shake Aunt Millie's muff. Oh, winter time, naughty sporty winter time. Lots of holly and evergreen. Who trimmed the cake with a thermogene? Winter time, gay charades and naughty rhyme. Daddy's made up as a pantaloon. Little Jack's cracker's been pulled too soon. And Nora's got home with a burst balloon. It's jolly old winter time. Icicles are hanging down beneath the vicar's spout. Oh, everything is frozen stiff inside as well as out. All the boys have started running to the railway station. No one knows quite where to go, and all is consternation. On the moor the sporty squire shelters from the storm. Old maids sitting by the fire keep their crumpets warm. Such a fuss, no Nora mustn't dawdle on the stairs. Chilly winds rush up the passage, take you unawares. Winter time, wheezy breezy winter time. Put a log on the fire, James. We're going to play at such lovely games. Winter time, circuses and pantomime. Auntie has gone to the church bazaar. Bring out the port and a big cigar, and Uncle might show us his objet d'art. It's jolly old winter time, icy spicy winter time. Granny has turned out her chest of drawers to look for a beard for Santa Claus. Winter time, Christmas Day and bells that chime. Bring out the presents and let's go mad. We all know what Mummy has got from Dad. The largest parcel she's ever had. It's jolly old winter time. Well, if it isn't that old Roman matron lolling on the banks of the Tiber after the second house of the Colosseum. Viva! Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears, for I sing of the joys of old Rome. When I lived all alert and well out for the dirt, oh, I made myself very at home. But the empire declined, we were not quite refined. We got mixed with our wrongs and our rights. Yes, I openly say that while Rome had its day, I was much more concerned with its knights. Oh, Rome was a riot in my time. A bit dirty in 30 BC. The temple of Zeus was just full of abuse. Vestal virgins were 9pence for 3, and very good value they were, and no entertainment tax either. To Mark Antony I said it's high time Cleopatra became more refined. What with snakes in the grass and her waggling her asp, no wonder we girls declined. Oh, once in 2/8, when the heat was too great, half the Senate felt suddenly queer. The mistress of Isis, bring list of new vices, sent Caesar to bed for a year. Then a young man who lived with us, known as Lascivious. Oh, such a pretty name that. Oh, we used to call him Lassie for short. He played with the Legion all day. Oh, it caused nasty scandals when 2 pairs of sandals were found on the Appian Way. In a very peculiar position, too. Oh, Rome was a riot in my time. Peace and plenty in 20 A.D. A bit hard to go wrong on a marble chaise long, but never too hard for me. Then with Nero I had quite a fly time, till his music got onto me mind. What with Rome all alight and him fiddling all night, no wonder we girls declined. It's the year 1900, and Maud's first visit to Paris after the finishing school. Come on, Maud, tell us all about it. People may rave about Mad Monte Carlo, others may prattle of giddy Ostend. Some like the river at Henley or Marlow. Well, let them go if they've money to spend. And though we were dazed by the gay Crystal Palace, or thrilled by a bottle of eau de cologne, yeah, what could compare with a fortnight in Paris? And the charm and the calm of the Bois de Boulogne, yeah, in the Bois, as we stroll with that perfect sang-froid. Once again, it's so plain, all the men have a je ne sais quoi, ah bonjour, Mais monsieur, well, there's certainly beaucoup à voir. Ah, Madame Royale, and how are you, my dear? Out once again? Why, it's less than a year. Well, your old Arc de Triomphe looks lovely from here. In the Bois. In the Bois. The flowers, the fountains, the lights and the laughter, the throb of a waltz as it floats on the air. We shall remember it many years after. The smell of the nuit and the old vestiaire. Vivette, levez-vous-en. Garçon, attendez, I'm feeling so reckless. Bring me a fiend and a hot cup of tea. Oh, I do love those long rolls they give you at breakfast. No wonder the French are also en famille. In the Bois, in the Bois, where you dine, taking wine with Papa. In your teens, full of beans, you just let off a gay, oh la la. Quel esprit, mais oui, oui. Yes, I must have one more petit pois. Où est le Louvre? Ah, there's the old Duke de Guise driving by. His carriage is stopped by the trees. Aren't they high? Oh, he's just getting out, and I think I know why. In the Bois, in the Bois, in the Bois, in the Bois, where every old man goes too far. C'est la vie, mais quel chichi. Well, things must be comme ci or comme ça. There's a lane. What a game. Yes, she does look a bit under par. Oh, these photos of Paris are really first class. Let me turn over, I lie on the grass. Oh, Mr. Brown wants to see Montparnasse. In the Bois. In the Bois. And now the favourite of them all, a song about my faithful old friend, Flora Macdonald. Now of all the clans in Scottish lands, there's none that can compare with the bonny old clan Macdonald, and you'll find them everywhere. Pride of the pack was Flora Mac, the flower of the flock. Her heel and fling made everything turn purple with the shock. Flora Macdonald, heavy with haggis and dripping with dew. Mony's the night she was out in the heather, bending the bracken with young Charlie Stew. Flora Macdonald, the she when Charles called her and bade her go forth, clutched at his kilt and went over the border, oh, well over the border. Old Flo Macdonald, the head of the North. Our thoughts shall fly to times gone by when Charlie came to sup, and mony a braw brech moonlech nest, oh dear, she had to put him up. One night she found his appetite was off the keel and raw, but she said, no, you'll have your oats in bed, and not before. Old Charles was very fond of porridge, very addicted to the groat. But Flora worked very hard in the days of the Scottish Wars. Oh, she had to do her bit. She had to do a good deal. She'd never seen so many risings in the lowlands in her life. And those banks and braes of Bonnie-Doon, everyone was so busy there was nowhere to lie down at all. But Scotland was very gay, people taking high roads and low roads, and bodies meeting bodies through the rye. At any moment you might get your feet cut off with a sickle, and not always your feet. And it seems that everybody's body was rubbed over with gin. It says so in the famous song, Gin a Body, coming through the rye. And the visitors, those afternoons when the Campbells were coming to tea, most peculiar family, the Campbells. The Gilly would rush in and say, the Campbells are coming, the Campbells are coming, Most extraordinary family. Always coming, never arrived. They'd no sooner got a gathering of the Glens than old Mr. Campbell burst his bagpipes and the party was off. But the life and soul of the whole campaign was Charles Stuart himself, the young pretender. Once Flora had to hide him under her skirt for safety. Not much pretense about him, but what a sport. There he was, out in the mornings, playing those Hieland games with the men. Do you know he once tossed his caber so far it was found stuck in an old lady's girdle cake in Inverness? Oh, he never saw it again. Still, the old girl was very pleased. Just a royal present from over the seas. Flora and Charles were always quarrelling. They They had a terrible row at the Caledonian Hotel in Edinburgh, all about nothing. One evening, Charles came into the hotel and asked for a tartan room, and got both. All he wanted was a bit of fancy work on the city. So Flora changed the subject and talked finance, always dear to the heart of the Scot, and said, what do you think of the new fourpenny bit? And Charles said, where does she live? But on they went, fleeing before the enemy, attacked on every side. Charles had some terrible attacks. There was that terrible morning he passed Ayr and had to rush to Preston Pans. Dreadful place, nowhere to sit down, all granite. And through it all, whether in sadness or in gladness, with the sound of the brocking o'er the hill, there was always Flora Macdonald, blown out your porridge again and again. Oops on the moors with a wig in her tartan. Oh, those young grouse. And never a sign of an old button then, whatever that was. Flora Macdonald, teeth of the sea in the old battle fort. Never a traitor shall snatch at us foreign. Old Flo Macdonald, the hand